With all the people in the world today, someone's always getting a raw deal. I'm the new host, Jason Bing. This is Raw Deal, and these are their stories.
This deadbeat person turns out to be a law enforcement officer.
There's a fire! Get out now!
We were at number 2 with our million seller right under the Beatles.
She would say, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna screw you so bad.
There's nothing but smoke and flames coming from that part of the building.
I haven't seen a penny off of the sales.
It pretty much ruined my clean record.
Oh my God, there goes everything I own.
The industry swept us under the rug.
I got the raw deal, pal.
That's what I'm battling right now. That's my raw deal.
I've had nothing but raw deals.
Hey Orlando, my name is Jason Bing. I'm the new Season 2 host. This lady just submitted a story about true love. Let's go find out what happened.
Hello?
Hi, are you Autumn?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jason with Raw Deal, the reality show. We're here to get your story. You ready?
Yeah.
You found true love?
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Come on. Hello, today we're with Autumn. Autumn, thanks for letting us in your house.
Sure.
For telling us your story and coming on the show. You get a Raw Deal t-shirt.
Great, thank you.
Uh-huh. So you submitted us a story about your true love.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Okay. He was actually a project manager for a large wireless company. I was in charge of the fleet with my job, so I went over to his store one day, didn't know him, needed help with learning how to program the phones for my job.
Okay.
And
How long have you been working there?
a day.
Oh, a day.
This was my second day
Oh, okay.
that I went in there.
All right. Well, obviously you need some help.
Yes.
Let's go down there and find out
how to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I went in, and he was standing behind the counter, and like it was just an immediate thing. He looked up, we caught, our eyes met, and he was like, "How can I help you?" And
So did you get nervous?
I was a little nervous. Yeah, I had the
Okay.
butterflies going, and there was definitely an instant connection there.
Okay.
And I went back to his office, and he was showing me how to do everything that I needed to learn for the
Okay.
phone. And we were kind of flirting a little bit, and he gave me his business card. I went back to my office about a half an hour later. I emailed him. It was just, thank you for, taking time out and,
Trying to keep it professional, but just see what's
throw
going
it in there
on,
a little
right?
bit. Right, exactly.
No sexual harassment.
No, not yet. Not yet. So he asked me out to dinner, and I went out to dinner with him. And
So when was that? Like the next night?
it was the next day.
Yeah,
the next day. It was a Friday. Yeah, we met on a Thursday. It was a Friday that we went out.
So then you guys started dating?
So we started dating. About 2 weeks later, I moved in with him.
You're a fast worker.
It's just a good package.
That's right. I mean, hey, you know what? Why waste time? Get into
Exactly.
it now and go for it.
Cut out all the, right. So I moved in about 2 weeks later, and again, we were inseparable. We did everything together.
Well, that's good. So everything's going great for how long?
About a year and a half, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years later,
Okay.
he proposes. Of course, I say yes. We ended up buying a house together, and we ended up starting a business together so we could work at home.
What was the business?
It was a web development company.
Okay.
He did the web developing, and I did the operations, and we worked at home together. Shortly after we got married and moved into the house, things started not to feel right slowly.
Okay. What do you mean by not feeling right? What are some other things that maybe he did that...
Just like getting weird vibes from him. Like he started kind of distancing himself a little bit, and he didn't want to be home with me anymore, and things just started changing, and he wasn't as affectionate, and I would try.
Once you started feeling this, did you try to spice it up a little bit to
Absolutely.
bring it all back to the way it was?
Absolutely, because it was a great thing that we had. It was a great
Okay,
thing.
so what'd you do to try to spice this up?
You know, as most women do, you go to a store and you buy things to spice it up in the bedroom, or you know, my thing is leaving love notes around the house, or, you know, doing the cards, things
When
like that.
you take a shower, you write on the mirror, so
Right.
he's taking a shower.
Exactly.
Little cool stuff
Right,
like that.
just like
to
here
let
and
him
there,
know
like
that-
little surprises. Leave him notes in the car, you know, when he's getting ready to go to work in the morning. And actually, towards the end of our relationship, I bought some. It was Valentine's Day. I bought some coupons, some love coupons, and trying to spice it up that way. And
Did you get to use them?
no, he ended up throwing them in the garbage.
Okay, you threw the love coupons in the garbage.
Yeah.
That's a good sign that it's going downhill.
Yes. It just got to the point where, you know, I wasn't feeling it from him anymore. And,
So you're working together all the time, you live together all the time, you weren't feeling the love,
right.
so what'd you do?
I had a moment, I think it was like a moment of clarity. I was in the kitchen emptying the dishwasher, and, you know, you're just thinking, and I was like, you know, if I feel this lonely, you know, being with somebody in a relationship, then, you know, I might as well be by myself and be lonely instead of having all the ups and downs and just do my own thing.
All right, so what'd you do?
So I left,
You moved out.
and he totally didn't expect it. And
So what did he do? He try to get a hold of you again?
yeah, we tried to work things out. He called me, you know, sent me some emails. We decided we wanted to work things out. And
In order to do this, what did you guys do to try to work things out?
he drew up a settlement agreement.
So if we're going to get back together, let's sign this.
Right.
And what was the settlement for?
It was basically for me to sign off and let him have the house and the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
So I signed it because I wanted to show him that I wasn't in this relationship.
That stuff didn't really matter to you.
Right, exactly. It wasn't about materialistic things. It was, you know, getting that feeling back and, you know, getting back to where we were initially.
Okay.
Things were good for about a week or two.
Okay.
And then it got really nasty.
He's known you for 4 years, so he knows your ins and outs.
Right. He's my best friend, and he knows all my intimate secrets, and so basically everything that I told him that nobody else knew, I mean, not even my family, he built a website, about me, put everything on there, even made a few things up, and he sent the link to everybody that we knew, his family, our friends, my family.
So why did you want to come on our show?
Just to let people know that love bites. It makes you blind, and once you're out of the situation, you look back and realize that, you know, there's people that will manipulate you and tell you anything that, you know, they know you want to hear to get their way. And basically, that's my raw deal.
Well, Autumn, thank you very much for coming on our show and telling us
Sure.
your story.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And now it's up to you to vote on who you thought got the rawest deal. Will it be story number 1, story number 2, or story number 3? The choice is yours. Go to myrawdeal.com and vote now.
All right, here we go. Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
The Phillips File Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament, held annually to benefit the mustard seed of Central Florida. Enjoy great food at the Phillips File Texas Hold'em Celebrity Poker Tournament, and even try your luck at casino games. Your support is helping us to continue to help those in our community who need it most. Come out and support this annual event with real radio and local celebrities with great prizes, raffle tickets, silent auctions, and more. Plus, knock out a celebrity and take their shirt, all to benefit the mustard seed of Central Florida. I'm Jack Bradshaw. Thank you for your support. For more information to sponsor, support, or participate, contact us go to realradio.fm keyword poker. That's realradio.fm keyword poker. Or email jack@realradio.fm.
Hey Orlando, do you know what a home tender is? I'm not sure either. Let's go find out this raw deal.
Hi.
Hi, I'm looking for Amber.
I'm Amber.
Hey, I'm Jason with Raw Deal, the reality show. We're here to get your story.
Great, come on in.
All right, cool. Come on, guys.
Come on.
Hello, my name's Jason Bing, and I'd like to give a shout out to Central Florida Publishing for all your printing needs, from tabloids to broadsheets to magazines and more. Contact Central Florida Publishing at 407-365-6604 or go to their website at centralfloridapublishing.com. Today we're here with Amber. Amber, thanks for letting us come in your house.
Thanks for coming.
For coming on our show, you get a Raw Deal t-shirt. That's for you.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
My name's Amber Glenn. I'm from Maryland. I just recently moved to Florida for school. I go to Full Sail University, and this is my first home tending job.
Job, you say, is a job?
That's what they say. They say they hire you for the company, and what it is they hire you to renovate homes that are in foreclosure, and you get them at a discounted prorated rent price a month, and you just have to keep up, send pictures, once a month, 30 to 60 pictures at the end of the month, and just raise the property value and just keep the house maintained, because, you know, like, a lot of things just fall apart when no one's sitting in a home and the house is just like...
Right, the grass grows. Maybe a homeless guy will want to come in and live in the house for a little while. So you're actually doing them a favor by occupying the house.
And fixing everything that was broken, like the dryer, the shower heads, garbage disposals, just little stuff like that.
Right, it's not a bad deal.
Just
you know?
little things,
I mean, it's a monster house. I love it.
Yeah.
So you came down from Maryland. You saw this ad. What did the ad say that kind of drove you to it? You were probably, you said you moved down with a girlfriend?
Yeah, I moved out here for my best friend. We just saw this amazing house for $850. So we were just like, oh, we have to figure out, like, why is it so cheap?
Right.
And we thought it was a good deal until we found out it was actually a raw deal.
So let's get into that. Let's figure out how you found out it was a raw deal. So you contacted them and they said what? And how does it work? And what do you do for it?
Well, we paid background fees. We paid over $300 for them to run our background, and then once they said that they checked our background and everything was fine, we submitted all of our paperwork through the internet. We did e-document signings for the contracts, and then finally we went to go pick up the keys and we made all of our payments. It's like a regular house. You have to pay your deposit, security fee, move-in fee.
Just kind of like renting a place, pretty much.
Renting a place, but just at a cheaper price. And then at the last minute, they told us that we had a $500 HOA deposit that we had to pay. We are supposed to submit the pictures, like I told you, every month. So they started saying that they didn't receive any emails of the pictures and we needed to move because
That's right. You also said that they were going to come at least
surprise
visit every once in a while.
They were supposed to do like surprise inspections and show the home, because this, like, why you get the deal is you're supposed to make this house look nice for it to be sold. It's like a show home, basically.
Right.
So they're supposed to come and show the house, and in the 5 months that we've been here, they never showed the house once. Ever.
Okay.
So they don't know how the house looks or how ever, like, it's
Well, you said you emailed them photos, right?
Yeah, but they said they never got them. But then when they told us that they wanted us to leave, they said because the house wasn't up to their standards and we weren't fit. But how would you know that if you never got the photos?
Right.
And then we found out one day we went to the fitness center to work out. We've never actually met with the women at the fitness center. And then she asked us what address we live in. We told her our address, and then she took us to the side and just let us know that they never knew that we were living in this house since February, because they told them.
Who never knew? The community?
The community. The community didn't know that we were living here.
Is this home tenders company, are they supposed to let the community know?
Yes.
Okay, well, that ain't your fault either.
Yeah, they're supposed to let the community know, and the community didn't approve us to live here because it's not a family situation. It has to be 2 adults and children. So they said that they told the people who we rented the house from that we were never supposed to move in here. So when they actually put the picture to the house and saw that we were there, they were just like confused.
So you're making all these payments all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's going on right now? So for 5 months, you've been making these payments. You've been sending pictures, which they state that they're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on right now?
Well, right now we have to wait for a court date because the community wants to evict us as well because they think that we're a part of the home tender scam.
Oh, so they physically think that you know these people personally,
Yeah.
And they're just
and we're
putting
trying
you...
to live here for free, basically, because they haven't received any of the initial payments, like the move-in fees and the deposits. They never received.
So the home
any
tenders
of that.
company don't really own this house then?
No, another man owns the house, and he hired the company to sell his home. And he doesn't pay the company, the home tender company, until the home is sold. And then they'll get a profit of the selling fee.
Okay, and then in your story you said that all the rent you've been paying, the owner hasn't received
it. The owner or the community hasn't received any of the payments. And the owner doesn't know that, like, what I think is they're not really trying to sell the home because they never showed it once. So I think they try to get people in, take all their security deposits, and then, like, get them out as quick as possible and keep doing it over and over and over. And they never approve it through the community because the community doesn't even know that anyone's in the home, so they can keep just taking their money.
And you're not paying the rent anymore.
No.
So now they're trying to evict you, which
For
now they have to
not
get a
paying
court
the rent.
order.
Yeah, they gave us the court order last week, and then we went to court to file, like, you can dispute it. So we went to go put in the claim, and now we're waiting for a court date.
Wow, that's crazy right there. So how does it feel to be a home tender?
It sucks.
So what's your next step? What's your plans?
I contacted myrawdeal.com because I saw the car and I saw your truck, and when I saw what you guys do, I was really excited because before that I contacted the news and the NAACP just trying to get this story out so other people can know, and once I saw that you guys specialize in that, I thought it was perfect. So I was really happy, and that's My Raw Deal.
Well, what we're going to try to do is we're going to air your story on Bright House Networks. We're going to put it out there. Hopefully your school can see what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
and maybe we can let's stay in contact, because if things fall apart here, maybe we can help find you guys a place in the meanwhile.
Yeah.
Because I know that you don't have any money and you don't have anything going for you on the positive, and we're trying to turn that around for you. I'm really sorry, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on our show and telling us your story.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And now it's up to you to vote on who you thought got the rawest deal. Is it story number 1, story number 2, or maybe it's story number 3? The choice is yours. Go to myrawdeal.com and vote now.
Hey, what's up? I'm Sean. I'm on the camera department for My Raw Deal, the reality show. Have you ever had a raw deal? Well, we want your story. So go to myrawdeal.com and submit your story today. Who knows, you might be the next big winner.
David?
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, man? I'm Jason with Raw Deal, the reality show. We're here to get your story.
Nice to meet you, Jason.
Yes,
come
sir.
On in.
All right,
I'll tell you
come
about
on.
My Raw Deal.
Come on, let's go. Today we're here with David Galletti. Thanks for letting us in your house, man.
Thank you.
For telling us your story. You get a Raw Deal t-shirt. How about that?
Raw Deal. Check it out.
You submitted us a story. Why don't we get into that Raw Deal? What happened?
Pretty much for 12 years I worked for the FBI infiltrating criminals. They point here, I go there. They point here, I go there.
Well, when they're pointing, where are they pointing to? I mean, give me one job that you did. Like when you first started.
When I first started, it was infiltrating anti-government militias, which were doing training in the Appalachian Mountains.
So you were up in the mountains, climbing around, like training, so you were...
We got it. We go up there, white water rafting, hiking the mountains, get in with the locals. It took about 6 months. You have to eat, dine where they dine, shop where they shop. Then after 6 months, you formulate a plan of how you're going to introduce yourself to these people, and then you do it.
So this was a training in the mountains.
Correct.
Training you how to wean your way into these other people liking you.
Correct. And once you get in with them, sometimes it takes 6 months, sometimes it takes 8 months, sometimes you're in within 3 months, depending on how hardcore they are. And once you get in with them, find out what they're doing. Sometimes they're not doing anything illegal, sometimes they are, but mostly they're up there. The ones we got in with were up there training with weapons way out in the mountains, and anything can happen in the mountains. It's vast. So anyone can get lost.
Oh, definitely.
Bodies disappear like that.
Kind of exciting, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it was your first deal. Were you nervous? I mean...
Not really, because I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I've always done crazy things, from wrestling alligators, skydiving. But yeah, you get in with them, and finally we got in with a group of people that had claimed to have an association with Al-Qaeda, and this is back in the late 90s, and they claimed they were getting enough dirty nuclear materials to build several suitcase dirty bombs, and they confided in me years later, because that was a assignment that went on and off for several years, 6, 7 years. Finally, in the end, they said they were ready to make a move on releasing some of these dirty nuclear materials into the air, and we put a stop to it. And a lot of times you don't even have to commit the crime, just talking about it in a meeting. And my best friend was a little recording device the size of an MP3 player. Drop it in my shoe, put it in my underwear. Sometimes I was so comfortable, I just put it in my pocket. My last assignment was in the White Power movement, which was Nazis, skinheads, Klans, hate groups. And the FBI called me into the office. Then they're like, we got the perfect assignment for you. It's James Bond-like. You're going to love it. So me and Joe's like, oh, yeah, man. And then agent pointed his finger at me and Joe. He's like, we're going to assign you to the White Power movement. And me and Joe looked at each other and we're like, well, what's that, like magic or something? It's like, no, racist groups, Nazis, skinheads, and Klan. And I was mad. I'm like, why the hell would you assign us to the White Power movement? I thought it was a joke. And I never paid much attention to those groups, but once I started studying up on them, they're hardcore. They were out there murdering people, raping young girls, beating people down because of their race. Just crazy things that these groups were doing to other people. And
so how'd you get in with them? I mean,
it was
you got your assignment, and now you're trying to get in with these guys.
First, I started with surveillance. Me and my partner, Joe, my investigative partner, that is, we started surveillance of some of the key leaders in the groups. You watch them, watch who they hang out with, what houses they go to, where they shop at, what their habits are, what sports they like. And then finally, after 6 months, we decided it was time to get close to them, inject ourselves with them. And I realized one of the leaders of the group loved to go surfing, and I love to surf, big waves. So we went into Publix, watched him shop a little bit, watched him through the mirror as he's coming around one aisle. I ran my cart into his cart and knocked some stuff off. He bowed up, he grabbed me, he's like, man, what's your effing problem? I'm like, dude, man, I'm sorry, I was in a hurry, I didn't mean to bump into you. Like I was in my way to go surfing, I don't want to be late. And then all of a sudden his face and attitude changed. He's like, surfing, man, I love surfing. And then once we started talking, I invited him to come surfing with us that day. He came surfing with us, hit it off. He started inviting us to other little meetings with other people.
All right, so you got in with these guys surfing and everything, so then what happened?
Well, then you just hang with them for 4 years. Once you get in with them, then you can relax and just go with the flow. The hardest part in the beginning.
What'd you guys do?
Well, we just went to parties all over the eastern coast of the United States of America. Look at a triangle. If you put a triangle from Florida to Texas to Michigan, we were there, that whole triangle. Well, after 2 years of traveling all over, then the FBI and myself had a big meeting and we said, okay, David, you've built your character up enough to where we can start having events and bringing the people to us. So they came up with this brilliant plan.
So they're trying to set you up to do these events?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens at these events?
Say we have an FBI house over here in Chiliota, Florida, that the FBI owns, and we're going to have a big party there. Well, we wire it up with audio and visual equipment, undercover cameras and recording devices. We get in there and we have a party. And then After that party's over, FBI comes and takes all their equipment, and then they listen to it, and they listen to all the conversations. The first two guys we arrested, John Rock and Tom Martin, when they went to court, my name was released in open court because the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution states that you get to know who bared witness against you, which was me. And so my name was released in open court, which is kind of usual. No one really picks up on it. But there was one reporter in there that heard my name as the undercover FBI operative. Then he remembered he did an interview with me when I was in character as a Nazi.
Do you have an article of that?
Yeah, right here. This is the newspaper article. One day after my name was exposed in the newspaper, I was front page material for 3 days. What happened is the Orlando Sentinel put 2 and 2 together, and they came up with the FBI put on the Nazi protest that was in downtown Orlando, Florida in 2006, which the FBI did put it on, but it was to bring the criminals here so we can gain information on them and build my credibility up within the ranks. They decided if we can't stop it, then we might as well be in total control of it through myself.
As the parade permit shows, on-scene event manager David Gleddy. And what a scene it was.
Out of the road, guys.
February 25th, 2006, a couple dozen neo-Nazis and their undercover operative organizer draw out hundreds of counter-protesters in a noisy but peaceful confrontation. 17 counter-protesters were arrested, while SWAT teams donned weapons, mounted police patrolled crowds, and others kept a watchful eye from above, with one top-secret asset in the thick of it all.
So that was my job, was to help get these criminals off the streets, no matter what it took. That being said, I believe that they decided to let me be exposed because they were done with me.
And that's pretty much the raw deal right there.
And
right?
that's my raw deal, is that I was thrown under the bus by the FBI, and they used the Orlando Sentinel as the bus driver.
Well, hey Dave, thanks for coming on our show and telling us your story.
Oh, yes.
We really appreciate it.
I thank you for the opportunity to explain my raw deal.
Now it's up to you to vote on who you thought got the rawest deal. Is it story number 1, story number 2, maybe story number 3? The choice is yours. Go to myrawdeal.com and vote now. I'm Jason Bing, your host. Thanks for watching. Hello, my name is Jason Bing, and I'm the new host of Season 2. You want the Raw Deal t-shirt? Maybe you want to win the trophy. Who knows? You might even want the $2,000, huh? Is that what you want? Well, then get off the couch, go to myrawdeal.com, and submit your story now. You can win $2,000. Get the t-shirt, win the trophy. Come on! And go to myrawdeal.com and sign up today. I'm Jason Bing, your host. Thanks for watching.